The CEO of Chrysler has resigned, Carlos Tavares. And to borrow a phrase from the late, great Curly Bill, well, bye. So what led to Carlos's untimely resignation? What made him leave as the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Stellantis, aka Dodge, aka Chrysler? Well, like any good mystery, there's a lot of parts to this process, and I'm going to break it down to you. But it really all comes down to one major thing. Sales suck. Chrysler, Dodge, Stellantis has been seeing a sales slump for a number of years now. And that's something that you're going to see across the automotive industry that does go in peaks and valleys. It's normal business. But for Stellantis, it's been an ongoing problem. They've been seeing this issue for a long, long time. And in my personal opinion, that's the thing you got to really do. If you're in the sales business, if you're in the business of selling cars and selling trucks, you need to sell some stuff. In order to sell some stuff, you should probably build some stuff that people actually want and actually use. And let's be honest here, in the Stellantis brand, aka Dodge, aka Chrysler, there's not a whole lot of things that people are really interested in buying these days. And I think that comes down to a couple of major things, but to me, innovation and wrong direction would be your two biggest problems. Now, let me be simple here. I'm not a Chrysler hater. I own multiple Chrysler products. You've seen the PT Cruiser GT that I have at the shop, and I have these two. This thing is my 1992 twin-turbo Dodge Stealth. I've owned this car for 23 years. It is what got me into motorsports. I've got a sticker on the back window of when I took this thing around at Mid-Ohio. 400 horsepower and 3,800 pounds worth of freaking cool. Took it around Mid-Ohio. Had a blast. Had a great time with it until it tried to kill me. But it was great. Had a wonderful time. GLHS Charger. Amazing. The pinnacle of cool from the 1980s from Chrysler Dodge before it was Stellantis. You know, cool stuff. I like Dodge stuff. We have the 1973 Dodge Charger at the shop. I'm a Chrysler guy. I got their stuff. So clearly I am not a Chrysler hater. I like their products. I love the imaging that they had in the past. But if you look at it now, what in the world is Dodge Chrysler? What is their image? What is, I hate calling them Stellantis because it doesn't make any sense, but what is their image of the Stellantis brand? As far as I'm concerned, it's not much of anything positive. Now, we all know that Stellantis, Dodge Chrysler, has problems with getting their vehicles stolen. Yeah, that's a problem. It's also an issue of the hooligans that typically tend to actually buy a lot of those Dodge products. If you go into the racing world, if you go into the enthusiast world, what is Dodge known for? Other than doing burnouts in some drag racing. For the most part, that's pretty much it. They don't build anything that goes around corners. They don't build anything that's really designed for enthusiasts. And the Challenger Charger setup has been going for a really, really long time. The lack of innovation is truly astounding. They're big cars. They're powered by the ones that we're interested in, Hemis, which is great. I have no problem with that. I'm a muscle car guy. I like Hemis too. But they've done so little innovation over more than a decade of both of those cars that it's just absolutely incredible. And when they did decide to innovate, the innovation is to get rid of the thing that's the brand image, which is the HEMI V8, which is mind-blowing, massively stupid. I would love to have been in that meeting. Now, there's probably conversations about efficiency and being able to make a world product and blah, 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 blah. I get it. But the brand image for Dodge, Chrysler, RAM is that HEMI. It was literally your marketing slogan for like a generation. It's got a HEMI in it. Anybody else remember that? Because that was the brand image. That's what it was. It was, I got a HEMI. And it was a great thing. And they did pretty well through that period of time. And they did really well with the Challengers and the Chargers for a number of years. They just never really did anything with them. They've built them for well over a decade as almost essentially the exact same car. And if you are complaining about the fact that you can't sell a brand new 12-year-old car, well, that's probably more a you problem than a me problem. Maybe innovate a little bit. Maybe bring out some stuff that people are actually interested in. Not to mention the fact that they're also insanely expensive to maintain. We have done a lot of work on the cars themselves, a lot of work on the trucks for sure, and they're very expensive to maintain. Their build quality hasn't been the greatest over the years, and you know, you got to build something that people actually want to own for more than the life of the loan, which also is a bit of a problem because they're known for having, let's call it generous lending techniques. So another side of that thing is, what's the brand image for Chrysler? Why does Chrysler still exist? Chrysler, way back in the yonder days, was built for great cars. They were the high-end level luxury vehicles of the Dodge brand, right? Well, what are they known for now? You have the Chrysler 300, the Chrysler 200, which I don't want to talk about, and the minivans. So you have an entire brand dedicated to minivans? You remember when GM killed Pontiac, for God's sakes? They had a way better catalog of cool cars, and they got the axe. But Chrysler survives because you want to keep the minivan in production with a Chrysler badge on it? Who cares? Put a Dodge badge on it. Nobody gives anything. It's not going to affect sales one bit at all. You also spun off Ram into Ram, when forever it's just been the Dodge Ram, right? That's, you know, that Dodge Ram. That was the image, not just Ram. Don't make stupid decisions. That's probably your biggest thing. Don't make stupid decisions. Now, I want to get back to all of this. I want to go back to something positive. I want to go back to something positive about, I know how to fix this. I have an idea, and Chrysler, come in close. Come in close. I'm going to give you this one for free. I know how to save Stellantis. I know how to save Dodge Chrysler RAM Jeep. It's that last part that's important. Make it American Motors Company. Bring back AMC. That's what you need to do. But think about it, though. Think about it. There's some lessons in this. AMC built simple cars, not a whole crazy price, that people were wanting and that people could afford. They used not crazy technology. Oftentimes they borrowed technology from other people or bought technology from other people to make pretty dang good cars that lasted a pretty dang good amount of time that people enjoyed driving. Heck, the minivan or the SUV craze probably would never have been a thing if it wasn't for the AMC Eagles, four-wheel drive, slightly lifted off-roaders, soft rotors, crossover vehicles, all that pretty much owes its genesis to AMC. You already own the Jeep brand. You already own the AMC brand. You've brought back the Hornet as that terrible little crossover thing that nobody wants to buy. You've got the Dart, again, a terrible little crossover vehicle that nobody wants to buy. You've got the makings of something that could save your company. You just got to build something people actually want, guys. And I hate to tell you this, but you don't. Aside from the cars getting stolen and the brand identity being hooliganism and not having any kind of motorsports and a lot of those things, aside from all of that, think of how great things would be if you brought back AMC. I'm telling you, it's a method of my madness. There is. Bring back an AMX to compete with the Mustang, especially now that GM's out of the business. Bring back a pony car that's fun, that's rear-wheel drive, that's enjoyable, that enthusiasts can own, and it isn't an insane amount of money. Yeah? Bring back some sort of a decent-sized sedan that's interesting. Yeah? Jeep, leave it alone. Don't worry about it. Ram, guys, you got to get back into the Dodge game. It's just stupid. Nobody understood it. It's just annoying. So bring that back in there. But use AMC to bring back some enthusiasm into the Chrysler brand. And by the way, just roll the minivans over into the Dodge world. It's stupid. Ridiculous. It's not like you own a Chrysler-specific dealership. Just don't. But bring back AMC and use it as your interesting brand side of things. You're bringing in new customers thing. I think it's a fantastic idea. Give them 4 models. Bring back a fun car, a soft roader, an SUV, maybe not an SUV. Leave that with Jeeps. But bring back a sedan, a soft roader, a fun little car, and a muscle car. There you go. An AMX, a Javelin. Yeah. Or use the Hornet name. The Ambassador, that was cool. Bring back one of those. Anyway, there's a ton of things that are in the AMC catalog if you want to use some name recognition from way back in yonder days, because that seems to be all you guys can do these days. Bring back some name recognition and bring back American Motors. That's the way you do it. That's the way you save Stellantis. Now, listen, if there's anybody at Stellantis that's interested in more knowledge and wisdom from a short, fat, bearded guy, I am available for travel and consultation. You know how to reach me. I'm here at Automotive Adventures with Austin. I got work to do this morning, but if you need me, you know where to find me. Thanks for being here, guys. I love you. Take care.